5 new NHL jerseys were officially revealed this week. Let's take an in-depth look at the San Jose Sharks' new alternate, along with the 2024 Stadium Series designs. This is an Icethetics Flash Report for January 29th. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching. There's a lot to cover here, including a report I received about a possible new jersey design for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Stick around for that, but we'll start with the newest reveals. First, the Stadium Series. The event is 2 games in 2 nights, February 17th and 18th, at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, so we'll do the Devils first. They started the day with a short teaser video, seeming to indicate chrome helmets, but with the lighting, the color is tough to read. Maybe red? They do wear red helmets with their throwback uniforms, which, by the way, were seen the last time they played in the Stadium Series 10 years ago. However, a t-shirt on sale in the NHL's online store suggests a black helmet with the crest logo in red on the right side. We'll have to wait and see the full kit to be sure. Anyway, the Devils are the team that I had the most info about ahead of the Friday announcement. A red base with the black devil silhouette from the team's primary logo, and black stripes, and no white to break up those dark colors. But this could be a tricky jersey to look at from a distance with the black on red, so we'll kind of have to wait and see how the red reads under those bright stadium lights. The striping seems to mirror their primary jerseys, as does the black shoulder yoke. The numbers are a bit odd though. Teams generally use elongated versions of their own standard jersey numbers, but the Devils here look very different, maybe even a little too similar to the Flyers. Speaking of Philadelphia, they'll face the Devils outdoors wearing white, as expected, with their standard primary logo on the chest. No special design like we're seeing with the other teams, so that's too bad. Although Adidas did give the crest an interesting texture, which is visible from certain angles. It's a novel effect for a classic logo. The big orange color blocking on the arms is topped with a smaller black stripe that, and this is really cool, it wraps around the back of the jersey to give it a more natural reverse color name bar, which has become a staple of Flyers jerseys. As the only team with numbers on top of the shoulders, the Stadium Series patch is placed lower down the arm. And the helmet is cool, with the player's jersey number on one side and a big Flyers logo decal on the other. So far, the Flyers are the only team to give us a look at their full uniforms for the Stadium Series. A lot of fans are listing this one among their favorites from the group, and it's easy to see why. There's some good creativity, and it still stays true to the Flyers' brand identity. The other one that's going over well is this design for the Rangers. That huge NYR across the chest should be visible from any corner of MetLife Stadium. And this crest has gorgeous texturing as well, kind of an embossed effect. Now, even the numbers get a unique color reverse treatment. Normally, a white Rangers jersey would have blue numbers and a red shadow. Here, we get the opposite, and it makes for a really fresh new look. They've also taken the standard sleeve stripes and expanded them to cover most of the arm on this sweater. Again, for a jersey that'll be viewed from a distance, these are all great features. Like the Rangers' new third jersey, this one also features the team's classic shield logo, albeit this time on the shoulder. And while we have not gotten a look at the full kit yet, a t-shirt being sold on the NHL's official online shop suggests they might be wearing red helmets with the NYR logo across the left side. And that just leaves their opponent, the New York Islanders, or Isles, according to their jersey. Yep, they're joining the mostly retired collection of NHL sweaters that bear abbreviated nicknames like the Sens, the Bolts, which got resurrected for the Stadium Series 2 years ago, and the Canes jersey, which Carolina still wears as their primary road uniform. Based on immediate reaction online, this seems to be the least liked of the new batch of outdoor sweaters. It features the same color scheme as the Edmonton Oilers' third jersey and the most generic wordmark crest imaginable. It does make me wonder how this Isles wordmark would have looked instead. I think it was a t-shirt design the team did back in 2018. Admittedly, the script style isn't super readable at a distance, but it does have a bit more personality. I will give them credit for wrapping the orange center stripe all the way around to the back of the jersey, but I do wonder if number readability will be an issue. 2 other logo notes about this design. On the left shoulder is the Islanders' primary logo with a heavier outline than normal. And in digging through the Stadium Series style guide, I noticed there's an additional alternate logo, a navy and orange version of their NY third jersey crest. It's not in use on the jersey from what we've seen, so I would guess we might see it on the helmet or pants. Final item of note is the Adidas logo on the back of all 4 jerseys. It's the simplified mark that we saw on the reverse retros from last season. No other NHL jerseys have used this version. Anyway, more to come when we finally see the full uniforms, which honestly might not be until the games take place next month. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. All right, let's shift focus now from the East Coast to the West. The San Jose Sharks always like a good marketing nickname for their new uniforms. Their 2008 third jersey was called Black Armor. In 2018, it was the Stealth jersey, and their home and away redesign last year was dubbed the Evolve uniform. Now, they're bringing the Evolve fin to the forefront while adding an additional fin-centered shoulder patch, calling this uniform the Cali Fin. The Sharks officially unveiled this jersey at a fan event on Thursday night. It was our first time seeing the full uniform after some leaked photos provided a sneak preview a few days early. The big release included this vertigo-inducing, gravity-defying reveal video. And then they even gave us a behind-the-scenes peek at how it was made. As simple as it was to create, the result is a really fun effect. But the first part of that video was focused on former Shark Raffi Torres.
San Jose, a city that pulsates with diverse cultures at the heart of the Northern California lifestyle. One that fuses tradition and progress. A unique place defined by its Hispanic roots.
His role was explained by Shark's senior producer, Brendan Ergus.
Due to the Hispanic influence of the design of the jersey, we wanted to use someone with Hispanic heritage. That's where Raffi Torres comes in.
Come from a Mexican father and a Peruvian mother, so a lot of Spanish speaking growing up, and it's important for me to represent, and doing it back here on this stage is fun.
The Hispanic influence they're referring to is primarily in the unique striping effect along the sleeves and socks, inspired by the technique used to create serapes and other yarn-dyed textiles of Hispanic cultures. Another way the Sharks are celebrating their larger community is through a new shoulder patch that highlights Northern California. It's a reimagined version of the design from their 2015 Stadium Series uniform. That one incorporated the shark fin design from its era, while this version has been updated with the modern fin. And reverse retro aside, it's the first main Sharks jersey that doesn't feature their primary logo with the biting shark. It's interesting to see them go with a more mature look for this uniform. The shark tooth pattern that dates back to the team's original wordmark in 1991 is present inside the collar, making you feel like you're being swallowed by a shark when you put your head through. In addition, the full uniform sees the return of black helmets, gloves, and pants. And as I pointed out in my last video, the pants are similar to what the Sharks wore with their 30th anniversary jersey in 2021, and the same glove design is currently in use by their AHL affiliate, the San Jose Barracuda, with their blackout jersey, which launched last season. And lastly, I'll just point out that the name and number font is identical to what is currently on the home and away uniforms. So when can we expect to see these on the ice? The Sharks announced they'll be wearing black exclusively for all home games through February and March. I don't think I've seen a team handle a third jersey schedule quite like this before. The first night will be February 17th against Columbus, which happens to be the same night as the Stadium Series in New Jersey. Overall, I would say it's a great evolution of the San Jose Sharks' long history of black third jerseys. While we're on the Sharks, let's talk helmets real quick. While black is back for their new alternate, San Jose has not actually worn their white helmets since November 22nd, when I saw them here in Seattle, in fact. Since then, they've worn teal helmets for all of their away games, making them one of the few teams to experiment with dark color helmets while wearing their white road jerseys this season. The Canes have been doing it since last year, as we know, and the Maple Leafs did it earlier in the season for the Global Series. The Devils also gave it a try for one night, wearing their black helmets in Detroit back in November. I think it works well with the black shoulders on that jersey, but we haven't seen it again since. And then we have the Vancouver Canucks, who just introduced these. They teased us last month, hinting at something new for January. On Wednesday, they showed off these new chrome blue buckets, and man, are they shiny. This, of course, after switching to a very non-shiny matte finish on their black third jersey helmets. The Canucks said they'll wear the chrome helmets for 2 games and then auction them off to benefit the Canucks for Kids Fund. Since player-worn warm-up jerseys were banned this season, it's nice to see teams finding other ways to help their chosen charities out. Meantime, I have a few more quick notes before we wrap up. First, I just have to say the Winnipeg Jets are looking incredible in those RCAF jerseys. They debuted that look last month and then wore them again on Saturday night. Like, maybe this should be their permanent third jersey, right? And the Heritage alternates could be their primaries? Am I crazy, or is this something Jets fans might want to see? Also on the NHL retro jersey front, I have a source reporting that the Toronto Maple Leafs could be changing up their St. Pat's throwback for this season. I'm told it's still white with the green chest stripe, but instead of the pill-shaped container for the retro word mark, it'll be a shamrock shape instead. Sadly, no photos to share just yet, so you'll have to let your imagination run with this one for now. If true, this would be the final new sweater from Adidas before they ride off into the sunset. If it's not true, then we have already seen the last Adizero jersey launch. And on that note, we'll close this one out. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and set up notifications so you don't miss any future jersey updates. That's all for now. See you next time.